This weather report brought to you by Twomey Schriber Property Group.
Hi folks, Livio Regano with tonight's weather. Well, thunderstorms have contracted mainly to the inland tropics and should soon disappear altogether. Over the next 24 hours, we're expecting cooler winds from the south to drive out the worst of the heat from southern and central Queensland, while the north continues to sweat it out. Today's temperatures weren't too pleasant unless you've been sitting under a sprinkler all day, tops reaching the mid-30s, and last night was positively sultry. On the satellite loop, there was a surprising amount of cloud today, considering it was meant to have been clear, at least over southern Queensland, where we've had all this dry air. We even had a fire weather warning in the southeast. But what happened? All the cloud that's blown off from the storms in the west has been caught in by the upper westerly winds and brought in the opposite direction from what most of our clouds come from. They, of course, didn't produce any showers, but we did have a few sort of borderline storms just around the inland tropics, some of them reaching the coast, very few. Today's chart now, that's the trough. It's straddling the coastline. It marks the boundary between the moist, warm air to the eastern side, which is now mostly offshore, and the much drier, cooler air coming in. It hasn't cooled down yet, simply because the origin of this air is still over the hot plains over New South Wales. But on tomorrow's chart, you can see how the weather systems shift. We've got a low now in the Tasman Sea, a high up against it, a much cooler southerly flow entering Queensland, and on the outlook chart, that southerly wind kicks in right through to the inland tropics, but further north will remain very warm, unfortunately. Now the latest from the Weather Bureau, the boating forecast for Cairns water. Southeast to northeast winds just 10 to 15 knots tomorrow. Easterlies only 10 knots on Friday. And on Saturday, east to northeast 10 to 15 again. We've got our cruisy twice monthly half moon neap tides at the moment, so there isn't a huge difference between tomorrow morning's low tide and the afternoon peak. North Tropical Coast and Tablelands, a fine and sunny day. Cairns 23 to 34 degrees, Atherton 32, Innisfail 33, Mariba 35. Looking ahead for Cairns, 7 more days of persistent midsummer heat. Both top and bottom temperatures will continue above average, with rising humidity and little, if any, chance of rain. For Atherton, there's a slightly better chance of rain owing to its inland position. Sunday, Monday in particular, we've got the possibility of storms. And that's all I have for you on this midweek evening. I hope you've enjoyed the weather, and as always, I thank you for watching 7 Local. I'll be back tomorrow with more on the same topic. I hope you can join me then, but for now, it's back to the team.
You're wonderful, Liv. Thank you very much, mate. Nice having your company. We'll see you tomorrow night. And also a reminder, you can watch a replay of our news on the 7plus app or catch up on our page, 7news.com.au. And from all of us here, enjoy your evening. Good night. Good night.